Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So today we're out, it's a beautiful fall afternoon, and we're gonna go kayak White River. So this on the road is 6 miles from our house. And of course, our property's got a boat ramp at it actually. And we're gonna just float on this river, and it winds a little bit more, so I think it's a little longer than 6 miles, but come along and enjoy the ride.
Ready for a beautiful day.
So we used to paddle this river several times a year, and we haven't since we moved down here, even though now we live right on it. And that's just because we've been so busy with the house and everything, but we're glad to be out here today. This is one of the most peaceful things in the world, just floating along totally silently. Whoa, Asian carp. Huh?
More of that and I'm going back.
I don't think I got him on camera, but that was what that was. So the Asian carp have pretty much taken over this river. Unfortunately, there's another one jumping up there. But normally you see them in speedboats. But their fight or flight reflex is to jump if they get startled, and they'll jump in your boat with you. They say Asian carp are good for bow fishing. I gave up deer hunting with a bow when my shoulder kind of gave out. I had to have surgery on it, so I don't think I'll be taking up that sport. Now, if they put a bounty on them like they do boa constrictors in Florida, I'd be out here with a bow hunting Asian carp every day. There's fairly good current in that. Look at that ripple from that stick that's out there. Seems totally, I mean, doesn't seem like there's any current. But yeah, you could maybe feel some current if you try to go the other direction. So there's the old Williams covered bridge, and right behind it the new Fayetteville Road Bridge, which obviously where the covered bridge used to go. But it's a walking park now, and it's pretty cool. There's more of a close-up. Yeah. Well, there's other fish that jump, but if it's giant and silvery, and it's especially if it's near a boat, it's an Asian carp.
It was giant and silvery.
Yeah.
I hope that it's not going to be near my boat.
They said, Mark said, when he runs his pontoon up down through here, yeah, if, you know, anytime he goes to like full throttle or accelerate from wherever he's at, he said they jump, and he said about half the time one will end up on the deck with him.
See that stick with all the bumps on?
Uh-huh.
Down on the water?
Yeah.
Looks like an alligator.
Oh, yeah, I can pretty much guarantee there's no alligators in here. That piling's cool in the middle of that bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful old bridge.
I don't remember the date. It's got to be 18 something though, doesn't it?
Well, it would pretty much have to be, wouldn't it?
I would think. I don't know. It's pretty old. It might be like back in 1970 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ancient history, right? It's a great shot. So this old bridge is completely wood. I don't see any steel in it at all. So as long as we can keep Google from sending some truck driver across it, or some kid from lighting it, it's pretty well preserved. And like I said, you can walk across it They've got it pretty much boarded up. I've never seen anybody fishing off of it, but you can walk across it in a little parking area, and a pretty good gate to keep the Google travelers from driving across it. And there's the bridge that replaced it. This is the East Fork of the White River. It's a little cleaner than the West Fork, I'm pretty sure. It goes through a few less big urban areas. I don't know how it's coming out on a GoPro, but it should be a good shot.
Tell them about the new board.
I did. I just showed it to him. So here's the new bridge. And this has been in, I'm going to guess, about 10 years now. What do you think? 10 years probably?
I was going to say 5 or 6.
Okay. It's not super old, but there's no wood in that one. I don't really trust it. It's all concrete and steel.
It feels safer when you're driving across it, though.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I bet it ain't there in, 150 years or whatever that other one has been. Well, you guys can see that or not, but underneath each one of those pillars is a hole. The whole space is filled with little mud nests. They'll have a small hole in the middle. I don't know if those are sparrows or what's building those, but they're some kind of birds. So we just saw our first eagle. Usually we see 2 or 3 when we're down here. I'll see if I can't capture one of them for you. There he is. There he's flying right over that tree. And I've got this zoomed in as far as it'll go. Not sure if that's enough. Here he comes. He's coming this way. Well, I can see him in the viewfinder, I think. Oh, that was a piece of fuzz. And that's why we're out here. It doesn't really get any more beautiful than that. And I think we're just about at the peak of fall color season. If it gets any brighter, it gets colder each night. It was 37 last night. Ah, don't show me that way.
Away from me.
She just stole my momentum.
You keep crashing into me.
Try to paddle one-handed. It doesn't work that good. I'm just hoping I'm catching him because I cannot see him in the viewfinder. There he is for sure. So here's the first blind corner, 90-degree turn in the river. Let's see what's around this corner.
About to get a little shallower.
Yeah, I see some ripples and stuff that show it shallow.
See some movement.
Yep. So here we've got some ripples all the way across. I don't think it's going to be anything big, but let's check it out. Maggie's already talking about downstream V's, so I hope we don't have to worry about downstream V's. Took so long to get my camera going though. She kind of got away from me. There is one section of this river that keeps you from being able to go in a motorboat from where we started down to our place. And it's called Chase Riffle. But this is not it. Nothing to it. Current's definitely picked up here a little bit though. Paddling the same as I was, I'm going about twice as fast. There are some huge sycamore trees leaned out over this. Ooh, look at that crane. You see him? I don't know if those are cranes or blue herons or what they're called, storks. Pretty cool though. Okay, and we're 1 hour in, and she's using her phone to see how far we are as far as quarter way, halfway. I bet we're somewhere between.
We're kind of adjacent to the Mount Olive Church.
Okay. So we know on the road it's 6 miles. But like I said, this does a lot of bending and stuff away from the road, so probably still not more than 7 miles. But it's been absolutely beautiful. And to tell you the truth, I haven't looked at my phone once in this last hour, and that's kind of refreshing as well.
We're maybe halfway, or not quite half, just under half.
Okay, so I can't really remember, but I think I did this one time for exercise several years ago when I was kayaking a lot, and I did it right at an hour. So we've been paddling pretty steady, but not hard, and I'm going to guess halfway should be about where we're at, which put us doing it in 2 hours. There's some power lines going across the river, and I just screwed up big time. So this string, if you pull it, it'll raise your skeg, which you can hear it, aluminum rudder basically. It just keeps the boat going straight. So I pulled it, and it pulled the skeg up. But now there's so much friction stuff back there, and these things have been sitting for quite a while. It's not really coming back down. So I'm going sideways a lot. But oh well. Okay, so I'm gonna have Maggie straighten my skeg out if I don't run into her and knock us both out of our boats.
If he does that, you will hear a lot of screaming.
Yeah. Okay. I know. Film, you're saving me. Am I going? Yeah.
I got
okay.
hold of you now.
Okay, so go back and, if you can, reach up under there and just drop that aluminum skeg down.
I'm working on it.
I know we'll hit a spot here shortly. It's going to be real shallow, and I can do it myself, but I keep going sideways. Got it. All right.
I believe it's down all the way.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Well,
I think so.
yep, it is because the string's tight now. So what I did is I pulled that string, and I heard it go up, but it wouldn't go back down.
Float over here so I can dry. Oh shit! Now you really got to float over here so I can dry my hands.
Oh, we're going to dry your hands on my shirt?
Yes. It's the only cotton thing we got.
Hang on to your paddle and hand it to me, and I'll pull it myself over to you. Oops. Don't do crazy.
Yeah, you got the only thing that'll absorb water.
Man, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's what it is. You're the one who's pulled the skeg up. Like, really?
It used to go back down on its own. Oh, well.
Ding dong.
I'm not the one to drop my paddle in the water.
Well, that's true.
All right, back to paddling. We're about halfway through, and we're having a good time. That's all that matters.
Pontoon boat anchored.
Oh, cool. So I think we're coming into a little community called Chase Riffle. But there's some really nice houses right along the river. Very pretty. We'll get there and check them out a little closer when we get closer. So it wouldn't get much better than this. Check out that house up on stilts, because this river does flood. And if he wasn't on stilts, he'd probably be underwater occasionally. And then there's a pontoon boat and a bass boat. And they say, all my friends tell me the pontoons are the way to do it on this river. Some more houses and some exposed limestone bluffs, I guess. And usually right up here is a spot we have to get out and pull the kayaks over. Do what?
But I'm hoping it's higher than that today.
Yeah, it'd be nice to scoot through it. And I mean, we really should be able to. We're probably drafting, what, 4 inches? Yeah. Yeah, so you know it'll do it in a foot?
Yeah, and I'm hoping it'll do it in 6 inches.
Yeah. It should. I've just paddled across this probably half the time that I've done this. This water's not as low as I've seen it, so we might be able to sneak across there. I know in the power boats, they say that it has to be up a little more than this to be able to get through this spot. And I can hear it. Can you hear it?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see some of the rocks sticking up. It's around there to the right. Yeah, look for the downstream V's. I'd love to have one of those houses right on this river on them stilts like that.
Oh, no kidding.
there's pretty much where we're headed that we have to sneak through. It's been so long since I've done it, I don't remember if it was right or left or right down the middle. But we're about to find out.
One of them three.
Right. Looks like the middle's clogged with rocks.
Yeah. The left looks that way too. So.
Yeah. I see a hole way over to the left edge, but it may not go through. I'm gonna stay to the right and see how it goes. Somebody's flat getting it. Downshift. Probably curve. Oh, well, that's no doubt. I'll be getting out the General if I go anything smaller than my Jeep. Well, let's see. There's somebody coming upriver. Yeah. They want a lot more workout than we do. I think left, babe. Okay. Probably sneak across it on the right, but just got to beat these waves or rip tide. What I don't want to do is center punch it on that strainer. Ooh, it's shallow. So the water here this is only about a foot deep. She's going to get straight across it. Just some speed up. Dang it, she made it straight through. I have probably screwed up and going to end up with wet feet. But there's a downstream V if you can see it. All right, let's see if we can make this happen, Captain. Nothing to it. Maybe. Oh, there's a big rock. Tell you what, you wouldn't want that more. We're about an inch lower than it is. Okay, so the center was definitely the better shot, but we made it. There's Maggie, she's waiting on me. All right, so what did we learn at Chase Riffle?
I chose to go right through the high-speed center, and I did great. Was easy. Hit one standing wave, got a lap full of water.
Oh no.
But, I mean, it was nuts to it.
Well, I went left, and you don't want to go left. If it was just a half-inch lower, I wouldn't have made it without getting out of the boat and dragging it.
Left looked bad to me. I was like, I'm going where the deep water appears to be.
Left didn't look that bad. Water was going through there, but it was a little bad.
Yeah. When it makes that much noise, it's shallow.
Well, the wind is turning me totally left.
I see that.
All right, let's move along. Like I said, we're over halfway, feeling good.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think Maggie found her favorite house. That's absolutely gorgeous. Steps all the way down to the river. And after the Chase Riffle, the nice thing, I guess, not that we've seen a lot of boats, but nobody in a boat would be able to get across that. So any of the boats that we see from here on down obviously didn't come from Williams. So pretty much whatever it takes to get out on the river, even that means throwing your living room couch out and fishing from there.
Interesting.
Hey, it looks comfy.
Facing the wrong way.
Yeah, there's a dock. I wonder, that might be where it came from. The dock is done collapsed.
I bet it came from some dock farther up.
Yeah, floated to there probably.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys can see him, but there is a blue herring over there, is what we call him anyway. And he keeps letting us get close to him, and then he flies 100 yards down the river. This is probably the 4th time. You know, if he just went past us the other way, we'd leave him alone. They are beautiful though. And there he goes again. So we're trying to shade left and stay away from him. But yeah, we've been chasing him for probably a mile. 100 yards at a time. There's a nice sandy beach. Probably one of the few places that we've seen where you could pull up and have lunch. Or maybe camp, although I don't know whose property that is, so I don't know if you get run out of there or not. There's our crane taking off again. Like I said, he just goes maybe 100 yards down the river and waits for us to show up, and then he goes again. So we're about 2 hours in. What do you think?
I'm tired.
Oh yeah.
I've got an hour to go.
Probably, yeah. That, like I said, 3 hours is about the limit we used to do it in when we're just kind of playing around. So doesn't get any prettier than this though.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Absolutely beautiful day. I thought that stump coming up out of the water was a duck at first, but that's kind of cool. Look at that log there. It's got a big limb hanging in it, kind of like tree art. Wonder how some of this waterlogged wood would do if we pulled it out and ran it on the sawmill. You'd be able to do anything with it, whether carving or just some rustic building. It'd be kind of cool. There's an awful lot of wood in this river. Wonder how this would do if we pulled some of these logs out and tried to run them on the mill, or you know, carve them or something.
The centers of them probably would still make very, very pretty art. Very nice wood.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Part's gone, but a lot of times the middles are good.
All right, paddling on. I think we got a couple more turns. Pretty good wind right in our face right now. She's got to go. I think around the next bend we'll be able to see her dad's house. Well, I'm not positive, but I see a red roof up there on that hill. And I think I see a power line, which that kind of fits the description of Maggie's dad's house. I thought it was a better view from here, but we are pretty low, so that dead tree right there, that's the second bald eagle, and he just took off. So that's the second bald eagle we've seen out here today. And flying along that ridge is a whole bunch of turkey buzzards. You'd almost tell the difference between the eagles and the turkey buzzards by the white feathers and the shape of their wings. Those turkey buzzards will sit there and draft up and down off them currents all day long. So they find something to eat anyway. Hopefully they're not looking at us. Might be one of the biggest limestone rocks I've ever seen just out in the wild. But this whole bank on both sides basically is lined out with this limestone. So there's another private boat ramp. That's kind of what we're looking for, but that ain't ours. Some more nice cottages on the river. That's really cool. Nice fire pit. Let's flag up. And we are at the 3 hour mark. and Maggie's pretty much over it. But she's a trooper. She's still going. Like I said, not much choice, honestly. I can feel my hands and my face is kind of sunburned. So that was a miscalculation. Probably chapstick and some sunscreen would be a lot better idea than just a wide brim hat. I think we got one more turn to go. All right, and there's what we're looking for. So this piece of property right there is actually ours. But we're going to go on down. Our friends have a boat ramp. That's a little private one, and that's where we're going to take out. So it actually is 2:53, so it was 3 hours and 15, let's see, 3 hours and 23 minutes. So not too bad. So a little 3 hour and 23 minute paddle. Maggie says this will be her last trip. We might get a 2-person kayak. I don't know. But anyway, so let's go ahead and paddle over to the boat ramp and take out and go back and get our truck. I'm gonna hurry up, try and get there so I can get out to be able to help Maggie get out. Last thing we need is for her to fall in the water. For me, there's just not much better way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Doesn't get a lot better than that. Just pull you right out. Or you just pull. Yeah. Nice job. I almost couldn't get out of the boat. Hey everybody, thanks a lot for watching. If you like this content, give us a thumbs up. It absolutely helps the channel. And we invite you to subscribe to see more. Have a great day and go outside and do something. Have a great day. Be safe.